Okay, so a very good evening, guys. Can you all let me know if y'all can hear me and see a screen before we get started? Yes, all good. Nice. So we're moving into the final stretch of all the classes that we have been doing. So today's class, just before I get started also, is I'm not really going to teach anything. We are not going to do the questions in the MCQ book today. What we are doing today, and today's part will not be very long. I'll maximum take, let's say, an hour, or let's say maximum will be 1.5 hours, is just to give you a plan on what you need to do in this last 1 month, and also on how the MCQ program works. What do you really need to do and how you get the thing done. So I think there are still a few people who are actually joining. So in terms of this, right, before we get in, just to check, did you all get the MCQ books? Yes. I'm guessing around half of you all would have got. I checked the courier system. In the courier system, there was around 340 students who have got the book. So I think there was out of the first 500, that means 160 hasn't got. The students who registered after that, additional slots, those students, Lama, your books will be sent ideally by, let's say, today or tomorrow. You all also should get it very, very soon. So far, I think around 60% of y'all would have actually got your books. The others, the books will come very, very soon. On your end, please answer the phone and collect it. So the registration is actually closed. I don't have any more books to actually give to anyone. Even my personal copy, I had to send it out to students. So even I don't have a personal copy of the MCQ book. Even I didn't see the MCQ book, the printed one, to my hand, because it comes the courier, not the courier, the printing place. They print it, they put it inside the envelope and all, seal and all, and only sometimes give it to me. So I don't even have my own personal copy there. I hope the print was okay. I heard there were some 1 or 2 questions that were not printed, some graphs that there were some issues. For those, Lama, I will send you the actual graph that I have, because I have the PDF version with me. I will get that done. What do if you receive 2 sets of books? In case you've received 2 sets of books by mistake, just let me know. I'll try to get that from you, because we are really, really short of books. Usually, sometimes by mistakenly, if I sent an extra tutor, I just tell you to give it to a friend. But right now, we really don't have anything extra. Even my personal copy is gone. So if you do have, please do let us know. Right. So with that being said, let me get started on what you need to do and what this MCQ program is about, so that you know what is expected from you and that there is no misalignment with what this program is about. Okay. So this final 30-day MCQ program line is designed in a way for you to recap the entire A-level syllabus once again. So in this program itself, right now in this, let me share my screen. Give me a second. So in this program itself, I have not made the questions very difficult and tricky. Now, like usually how we do it in our mock exams. In our mock exams, I would have made the questions very tricky, questions very, very difficult. I have not done that in this MCQ program. But that doesn't mean all the questions are easy. So what I have done is I have made this 1,000 MCQs. Now, to actually make this 1,000 MCQs, it took me close to around 2 years. So these are not past paper questions. These are questions that I've made to cover the entire A-level syllabus. So by looking at the whole content in the A-level syllabus, so that every small part of it gets covered is where this 1,000 MCQs are made. So some of these questions can be very direct, can be very easy. Some of it could be, let's say, medium. Some of it could be a little hard, but you will not find that very extremely hard ones like how I would have had in the mock exam series. That kind of questions will not be there, because the objective here is in this last month to help you revise the syllabus and also level up your MCQ game. That's where this whole MCQ program comes into play. So a little bit about me. I think most of you all know me, but just a 30-second description on me. I am the one who will be teaching you econ. I'm Arshad. I've been teaching, I think, A-levels since around 2018-ish. Since there, Big classes started off in 2020, and I only teach online. I don't do a physical class. That is because I work full-time in an econ firm as an economist. I work full-time, so I do have a full-time job as well, practically doing all the econ work. And apart from that, I do teach. Most of my classes, I will say 100% of my classes happen online, and I usually do it on weekday nights, maybe on weekends. That is how the thing goes. So forget about me, but we'll focus on you now. Now, all of you right now, you've come to this point. Now, you've started studying for A-levels, let's say around 2 years ago. And since then, some of y'all would have been really into it. Some of y'all have been a little lost, and now you really want to get it done. Different people have been at different levels. Not all of y'all are at the same level. But one thing that all of y'all would love to have, or something that all of y'all would dream, is to get a good island rank, or get at least a good result, to get into 3As, get, let's say, into a local university, get into an island rank. Now, sometimes you will wonder, now some of y'all will wonder, I've not done enough to get into this. Right? You feel that, these people who would have got island ranks would have studied so much. But I have not done. I've not done that much, so I don't think I can get that. But I'll tell you the real story about all these people, Lamai, who actually end up getting island ranks and all of it. They are also, I told you all this before, normal people just like you and me. So last year, the 24 batch, there was the island second, the island fifth, and the island ninth, who all came to my classes, who were there for the entire 2 years. Some of y'all might be seeing me for the first time today, but I'm just letting you know that all of them are just ordinary people like you and me. There is nothing that is different. There is nothing abnormal. There is nothing. They are not people who, let's say, studied 24/7, but they are people who are good at balancing things. That is one characteristic that I've seen among all these people. They're not only people who just study. They're also people who get a lot of other things also. They balance things and they get things done. So if you are also someone like that, right? If you were someone, you're doing well in your term exams, you've done well in whatever mock exams, you're scoring well, you also need to believe that you can also get there. And I'll tell you the difference between the first in the island and maybe, let's say, the 200 or the 300th in the island is a very small margin. Because if you look at commerce itself, now I'll keep art students aside. If you're taking commerce itself, there is close to around 50,000 students who do commerce. In that 50,000, even coming among the first 10,000, first 1,000 itself is a big deal. And imagine coming on the first 100 or coming on the first 10 in the island, how much of a deal that could be. But remember, the marks, it's very, very small marks. There's a difference between, I would say, the first in the island and the 200 in the island. I'll give you real proof for this is my sisters. So if you looked at my sisters, I know some of you all know this. I had twin sisters who did A-levels last year. So one is on this flyer, who was the fifth in the island. And my other, she's the other twin. She was the 202nd, 205th, I can't remember, in the island. So both went to Sirimavo for A-levels. School term exams, their marks are almost very, very, 2 second. School term exams, marks are almost very, very similar. Everything is almost exactly the same. But then how is one person the fifth in the island and how is the other person the 202nd in the island? So you might think, oh, that's a huge difference between ranks. But the difference in marks between those two ranks is a very little, I would say. So those small subject Z-score differences, small marks here and there is what makes that difference. So on your end, I think for y'all, any of y'all, if y'all can come among the top 300 in the island, remember that you're equally good as the first in the island. It's just that the first few people in the island on that day of the exam, they did a little better than you. They would have got maybe a Khana shot MCQ correct. Maybe for some reason their calculations got balanced. Maybe for you, you made a careless mistake. Maybe something went wrong on that day. But you're also equally good as the first in the island is what I will have to say. So if you come among the top 200, top 300, have that in mind. But then not all of y'all will come among the top 200, top 300. That is okay. Target for that, right? There is nothing wrong with targeting for that. Definitely target to get a good rank. Finish this A-levels with a bang, I would say. This is your last year of schooling. You're not going to get your schooling life anymore. This is just one last month of this excessive, aggressive study. After this, you are on your own. You can do whatever you want. No one's going to ask you to go to school. You're going to miss it after it's done. Trust me, you will. But end it on a good tone is what I would want to say. So I'll give you a plan even for the ones who are not going to get a rank. Don't worry at all. And then, so this is proof that you can get there too, because they're also normal, ordinary students. And let's say you don't even get a really good island rank. At least you can even target for Lamai a good district rank out there. So these are a few students who've got good district ranks. Again, when you say district ranks, Lamai, you can even consider a top 100 in the district, a very good district rank. But since there are so many students, I can't put all of them into a flyer. So I've just taken students who got into the top 10 in the district. So different districts, I've had students from multiple districts, Colombo to even in the, I think out of the 24, 25 districts out there, there are students from almost all districts that come to my class, given that I do it online. So most of them have done pretty well. And even if you take the top people among the top 100 in the districts, there were around 30 odd students who were there. So that also is pretty much a big achievement. So that can be you probably in a few months when your results come. But in order to get there, there are things to get done now. Now you have done most of it. How do you plan this next 1 month and how do you make the best use of it is what we are going to focus on today. Now, the biggest problem that all of y'all have right now is the time. We don't have that much of time. Now, I hope most of y'all have a countdown on your phone. How much days does your countdown say? 32 days, 31 days? How many days for A-levels? If you're doing econ is on the 10th of November because you're doing econ or you're here today. You have around 32 days, I'm guessing, until the 10th of November. 31, 32, depending on when you have put the starting date. So I think roughly around 32 days. That's all that you have. So 32 days, if you roughly take, let's say in terms of number of hours that you study, let's say below in these few days, you give your maximum, like you're not in your potential, you're actually working above your potential output, beyond your PPC. Let's say you study 10 hours a day. We'll assume that's itself a very good number of hours. So you study, let's say 10 hours a day. We are roughly looking at on a 24-hour thing. Let's say you're studying for 10 hours a day. Roughly, all of you have 300 hours of studying left until the 10th of November. But then this 300 hours, Lamai, doesn't have to be allocated equally. Now, depends on your subjects. Now, most of y'all might be doing accounting, commerce people. Now, accounting, y'all know, Lamai, happens at the end. Based on your timetable, you know, accounting is towards the end. Now, some of y'all might even be doing IT. IT also happens at the end. So if that is the kind of story, and if econ is your first paper, from this 300 hours, you can allocate a little bit higher amount of hours to, let's say, econ. Let's say, for example, from this 300 hours that you left, I'll assume that y'all are doing, some people might have different combinations. We'll assume you're doing the normal 3 commerce subjects. So let's say you're doing econ. Right after econ, you have BS. Right after BS, you have around 2 weeks of a gap. In the middle of it, you have English and all of that. And then you have accounting. If you're doing IT now, instead of BS, IT also will be at the end. So if this is the kind of combination you have, roughly, Lamai, maybe for accounting itself, since most of the work is towards the end of it, what you can do is, now this is assuming that all of y'all are at the same level for all three subjects. Now, if you're a bit weak for a certain subject, definitely allocate more time for that. That's okay. Now, roughly, I would say maybe somewhere around Lamai, let's say, I would say like 120, 120 and a 60. That kind of a ratio is what I would recommend. If you have, let's say, around a 300 hours left, if you're doing econ and BS both, now that both of it happens together, then right after econ, you have your BS paper. So 120 hours, 120 hours for econ and BS, around 60 hours for accounting. Once econ and BS is done, then you push full into accounting. Now, if you're doing something like IT, then you can again give maybe, let's say, around 150 hours for econ, 75 for econ and for accounts and IT. So try to prioritize. You need to know. I'm just giving you Lamai a overall kind of a thing, but there is no rule saying you exactly have to study this many hours. I'm just showing you how to prioritize things, because accounting Lamai you can catch up later. If you're doing accounting, as long as you know the concepts and all of it, once BS and econ is done, then fully go into accounting, right? You're fully into accounting, do that. So then now let's break this down. How do you make a daily plan? How do you get it done? So then coming into this, now that's the amount of overall time that you have. But now with this overall time that you have, if I ask you, how much of things do you want to do now? How much of things do you have left to do now? How much of things do you have left? You have so much of stuff left, right? You're saying, sir, I have to do this paper, sir, that paper, sir, that unit I have to study, sir, this unit I have to study, sir, this recording I haven't watched, sir, that one I haven't done, sir. You have so much to do now. So how do you get all of that done in this limited 300 hours? Now, that is where I'll give you this. Now, this is how, Lama, your mind is right now. The moment I asked you, what do you have left? That is how your mind would have looked like. You had so much of things, right? You remembered, Arasa give make karan here, this sir said to do this, I have to go for this class, this one said this one said that. You have so much things to do. What I will always recommend is, Lamai, first, jot it down. Probably after today's class, take maybe a A4 sheet or a foolscap. First, write all what you have to do. Now, let's say for econ, one thing you definitely have to do is you have to do this 1000 MCQs now. If there are any other things that you have not done, jot those down as well. So first, put that whatever that is in your head, put it into a piece of paper. Sometimes you will realize there's actually not a lot. So take a A4 paper maybe after today's class, write down all what you think you should be doing for this next 32 days or in this next 300 hours. Okay. And then don't worry about all of it, Lamai. What you will do is make a small plan. Some of y'all, Lamai, I always tell you all plan too big. Like you say, okay, I have to do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. What happens is you end up get nothing done. Have you all realized that when you have so much in your head, at the end of the day, nothing has happened. You're thinking about, I should do this also, I should do that also. You end up doing nothing. So what you do is you first write down all what you have, Lama, on a piece of paper. And then, depending on your time, depending on your schedule, I would say, Lama, on the previous day, let's say today, before you go to sleep, decide from that big list, what are you going to do tomorrow? Just focus on that. Don't plan too much. Let's say, for example, now today is the 8th of October. So today you, after this class, Lamai, take a big A4 paper, write down everything you have to do. All three subjects, everything to be done. Once that is done, before you go to sleep today, write down or do something, 9th of October. Now, you know, Lamai, tomorrow what you have. If you have a family function, you know that. If you have classes, you know that. So you know how your schedule is. You know your schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow, okay, you have a 6-hour class. You have full day class. So depending on how your schedule is, from that total big basket that you made, pick a few things to do for tomorrow. It has to be a realistic target, Lama. It can't be too much. Now, let's say tomorrow you have classes from morning 7 to night 7. You have a 12-hour class tomorrow. Lama, in a situation like that, you can't do a lot of work. So then maybe for tomorrow, you pick a few small things to do. I will do this and this. Let's say 10th of October now. Now on the 9th, tomorrow before you go to sleep, you plan the 10th. So let's say 10th of October, you're comparatively free. Entire day you're at home. So now from your full basket, now put more things into this. And what you can do is, from this huge list that you have, every time you do something, tick it off. Every time you do something, tick it off. You will realize little by little by little by little by little, you're ticking most of the things off. But what happens is, if you overthink things, you will not get it done. So that is why I'm asking you, write down all the work that you have, Lamai, put that on a piece of paper. Pick certain topics, just think about your next day. Now that is even that saying, Lamai, if you're going to climb a mountain, don't think about all the whole distance that you have to go on. What you do when you're climbing a mountain, just focus on your next step. If you have a huge mountain to climb, let's say you're climbing Everest, don't think about how tall it is and how much you need to climb. Just focus on how do I get my next step right. So the more and more steps you take, Lamai, eventually you will get there. So don't overthink it. If you overthink it, you're not going to get things done. Small things on a routine basis at the end will add up together. So today, 9th of October, you will see, I have not done much. That's okay. Then 10th, you do something else. Looking back, let's say 1 week down the line, when you look back, you will see, wow, I have done so much of things. So that is what I will recommend you right now. If you start overthinking, if you start panicking, you're not making the best use of this next 30 days. Now, we can't change what happened in the past, but we can change what will happen in the next 30 days. That's what I'm helping you for. So have this in mind. And then in order to make use of your time better, that is where I will recommend you all to use this thing called the what? This thing called the time tracker. So I sent the PDF of this on the WhatsApp group as well. So what I want you to do is, now this time tracker is for a week. So maybe you can get around 5 printouts, or maybe if you want to use it by A-levels also, you can get around 8 printouts. That will cost you, let's say, maximum 100 rupees. This is there for you to track your time and see how much of time are you allocating, where are you wasting time. So let's say we'll start this from tomorrow. Now tomorrow is Thursday. Right? Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow is the 9th of October. So whatever time, use different colors for different things. You can colors, I don't have to teach you the shade. No. So let's say if you're sleeping, that can be colored in black. Use your favorite color for study time. Let's say you're sleeping until around 6 o'clock. So then this entire thing is shaded in black. Sorry. If you're sleeping until 6 o'clock, then this entire thing from this point up until 6 o'clock will be shaded in black. Then let's say, for example, from 6 to around 8 o'clock, you actually study, you do something. So then shade that in blue. Right? Once you are done, this after you have done, after you're done, shade that in blue. The moment you start doing this, you will automatically be motivated to have more blue. Whatever color that you like, shade it with the study time. By looking at it, you will realize, okay, I want to increase the blue. You want to make sure that at the end of this week, this has more of the color that you like. So every time, even if you find a small time, even sometimes, let's say some of y'all might be traveling for physical class. How many of y'all travel for, let's say, more than an hour? bus එකේ හරි මොකක් හරි එකක් for physical class. The traveling time one way itself takes you more than an hour. So if that is the story, Lama, don't waste that 1 hour. During that 1 hour that you're going to your physical class, එතරත් ළමයි පොඩ්ඩක් take a tute and go. Bus එකේ හරි you watch something. Right? Bus එකේ හරි, let's say, take a tute and go. And this thing, if you feel shy to read it in the bus, take some photos and go. Let's say you want to read one of my econ tutes while you go to some class. So class it takes 1 hour to go. So අපරාධින් ළමයි that 1 hour. So take some photos of your tute. And while going phone එකේ you read it. At least then you don't have to open a tute, no? So use that time as well. As much as you can, what you will do is you will try and cut. So maybe sleep can be in black, study can be in blue, your daily, what you're washing and eating and all of that, maybe that can be in, let's say, red. Let's say if you go for classes or something, that can be in classes, or school can be in yellow. So use different colors for different things. And then at the end of the day, add up and see how much of time have you studied. So let's say today I have studied, let's say, for a total of 10 hours. Then you can see, Lamai, during this day, where did you spend the most time for? Now, let's say if you're wasting the day, you're just scrolling your phone, hari, mukaat kare, buruak kara karinna. So put that also in another color. Maybe let's say that is also in, let's say, some other color. So then what you know is, okay, this is the time that I have to actually reduce. The sleep also, Lamai, right now I feel around 6 hours of sleep should be enough. And I have been surviving with that amount of sleep for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 odd years. It should be enough for you. Right? You don't have to have that full luxury 8 hours on it. Even less than 6 hours, you can manage. But we'll say 6 hours as long as you don't fall sick. So 6 hours should be fine. You can complete this. Less than that also, you can manage, no problem. So then that time tracker will actually help you not waste time. So having this tracker, you know where and where you're actually spending time and what you're actually doing. So some of you all, I remember I gave the same thing during the fast track start also. Some of you all might have your own versions of this. You can get it done. So then that is about how you manage your time and how you plan things out. Now that has to be for you, Lama, because I can't tell you what you need to do tomorrow. I can't tell you what time to study. Now, different people have different study times. Different people of y'all are at different levels. Like some of y'all are already done with so much of things. Some of y'all haven't done. So I'm not going to particularly tell you what to do. That's why I tell you, you make your list on what to do and get things done and follow this tracker as well. If you follow this tracker, I've done this during my A-level time. It has helped me a lot to reduce the time that I waste. So maybe even, yes, doing a paper, you can consider that as studying time. Okay. Right. Then coming into our MCQ program. What are we going to do with this MCQ program? How is that going to help you? Now, I am catering, Lamai, to the majority here. Now, if I am to give you a little bit about what I have been doing with my students, some of you all just joined newly. So if you were a part of my class in the last, I don't know, let's say 2 years, you have finished theory by March. We have finished revision also by March. So this year by March, we finished all theory 12 units, revision 12 units. Then we did a fast track program. ACAP, we finished all the 12 units. We finished that in when? August, no, July. Right? That was done in July. Then we did a mock exam series. The last bit of it is there now left. ACAP, we are almost done. So after doing all of this, I am doing this MCQ program. Now, some of y'all, yes, I know y'all were not a part of my class, but I am catering this to the majority. Right? We've done a past paper class as well. All 12 units are done. I'll try to upload the recordings as soon as possible for the past paper thing. So after doing this 5 times, I am coming to this. So I am right now with the impression that most of y'all have studied the syllabus. You have studied the syllabus, right? We have done seminars also differently. You have studied, right? You know what is there in the units. You have done some amount of papers. It could be with me, it could be with another teacher, it could be anywhere, that doesn't matter. So that is the crowd that I am catering. Now, there can be a very few of y'all who have not finished anything at all. So for y'all, it might be a little difficult, but we'll get it done somehow. But I'm just letting you know that I'm catering to the majority. I'm catering this MCQ program to a student who has finished learning theory, who has done some papers, who has ideally done most of the past papers also. We did it in our past paper class, who has done most of it. And now who is looking at revising the entire thing. So my MCQ program, unlike any other classes or whatever that is there in that is happening right now, this MCQ program, Lamai, is not very tensed. It's not something that will require so much of classes, long full day classes. එහෙම එකක් නෙවෙයි. I've designed this in a way for you to chill එකේ somehow get the past paper questions done. Sorry, not past paper, the MCQ questions done. Along with that, what I will do is, Lamai, now there are 1,000 questions, if you got the 2 small MCQ books there, you can carry it. Bus එකේ යද්දිත් you can do some questions and go. It's a small book, very handy, right? If you're sitting in the toilet and waiting also, you can do MCQs. No problem. Very easy to do. So it's designed in a way that when you do the questions, you will revise the syllabus. So even the small areas, you will revise. Now, what you should do, it's categorized unit wise. No? So first you start with the unit 1 questions. Now, in the unit 1 questions, while doing the questions, let's say that you come across a question, you're not sure of that area. And then open whatever theory tutor, whatever you have, and learn that area. Or maybe after you get it wrong, then learn that area. And the answers are there at the back of the book. I gave the answers also, so you can get it done on your own. Even if you don't, let's say, show up in the live class, you can still do it. Because I don't want to waste your time in this last month. Because if someone thinks that coming to the live class and, listening to a full discussion is a waste of time, I will give you the recording. All of that will be there. You can get it done on your own. So ideally, your target is roughly to get around 50 MCQs done per day now. Okay, I'll tell you the schedule as well, but I think you can definitely do more than 50. Because now you all are students who have covered the entire syllabus. If you allocate, now these questions are not very hard also. Now, usually for an A-level paper, 50 MCQs, you get 2 hours. Now, I'll tell you all this. This MCQ book, sit in one place for 2 hours. See how many questions you can do. You can definitely do more than 50. If you sit in one place properly for 2 hours and do the questions in the MCQ book, Lamai, because questions are not very hard. I'll tell you, you can actually do, Lamai, around 70 to 80 questions in 1 2-hour sitting. You can finish the entire unit also. Exactly. So that's how I have designed it. I don't want to waste your time and all of it. So if you sit for 2 hours in a place for a day, you can get 70 to 80 questions done. So that means in total, to finish this 1,000 MCQs, around how many hours do you need to finish all 1,000? So roughly, let's say, for one MCQ, you need 1.5 minutes. For how much? For around 1,000 MCQs, you need roughly around 1,500 minutes, actually much less than that also. If you divide this by 60, how many hours do you have? How many hours is that? 1,500 divided by 60, roughly around 25 hours. So that is the amount of hours you need to finish this MCQ book. So 25 hours. How many hours do you have in total? In your whole until A levels, you roughly have around 300 hours. From that 300 hours, I told you, you can allocate around 120 hours for econ. So from this 120 hours, I'm not taking a lot of your time. From this 120 hours, with 25 hours, I am helping you revise the entire syllabus. And then we also have the live discussion classes. The live discussions, Lamai, I promise you, I will not drag it for lives. It will not be long. I'll show you the class schedule. The class schedules, I made it for 2 hours, but I don't think the class will even go for 2 hours. If you all have doubts after that, Tamai, it will go for 2 hours. I think even in around 1.5 hours, I will finish the discussion. So I will say maximum live classes will be there for around 15 hours. Recordings will also be there. So within that whole 40 hours, you doing the questions, you coming for a few live sessions, you're covering the entire syllabus. You're not just covering the entire syllabus, you're also improving your MCQs. So that I feel from the amount of hours you have, we are making the best use of it. I would have told you all this before, I can have longer classes, discuss all the 1,000 MCQs and just this thing, but I know right now that is not the need. Because right now we don't have that time. We just have 120 hours. We're trying to make the best use of it. So from that 120, I'm taking 1/3 of it to do this whole MCQ program. So that is where the MCQ program is about. Now, how the live classes will work. I have the schedule over here. I'll send the schedule on the WhatsApp group as well. So in the live classes, Lamai, I won't discuss all the questions. All the questions, no. Because I feel that's a waste of time. For unit 1, how many questions did you have? 80? Something around there. For those who have the book, Tagal Scroll and See, unit 1, you have around 80 questions. So once you do these 80 questions, you will realize, now someone said from 70 or something got 60 right. That's a good mark. You won't get all of this wrong, Nilamai. From these 80 questions, I am pretty sure around 40 to 50 you will definitely get correct. Some of it is careless mistakes, right? So if I discuss all 80 questions in class, I am wasting your time because you know this. I don't have to discuss a question that asks you which of the following is a microeconomic statement. You all know that. So what I will do in class is, Lamai, from this 80 questions, I will see which ones are the most difficult ones. Which ones are the ones that students got wrong. Like I'll show you how you can submit answers also. And then in class, I will discuss, let's say around maximum 20 to 30 questions. That's it. I will select 20 to 30 questions that cover the entire thing plus whatever that you all got hard. And then the live class, Lama, I will try to limit it for, let's say, 1 hour, maximum 1.5 hours. But after the class is done, now I know, Lama, you all are at different levels now. Now, some of you all will have questions. Some of you all will have different other things. So after the live session is done, now that is unit 1. So when doing that, there are certain areas that you don't understand. After that, you can stay and you can clarify all your doubts that you have from unit number 1. So after this session is done, so this session is on Friday from 4:30 to 6:30, but actually I will do only from around 4 to 6, 4:30 to around 6, we'll be able to finish. But once that is done, any doubts you have from unit number 1, you can come and you can get those live. So the live session, I'm trying to limit it, so I save your time. And then we move into unit number 2. So unit number 2, I've given the discussion time as Sunday, 12th October, 9 to 11. Sorry, this has to be AM. I will correct it, sorry. It'll be 9 to 11 AM in the morning on Sunday. So then on Sunday morning, we'll do this same story. Unit number 2, there must be around 80 questions. From the 80 questions, let's say I will take the difficult, most probable, let's say 20, 25, 30 questions, and I will discuss. After that, if you all have doubts, you can come and ask. So I'll share the class schedule with you as well on the WhatsApp group I will send. So then you will have exactly when you have classes. Now, some of you all will have other classes during this time. And some of y'all lamai, now from this, let's say, I'm just telling you how to use your time wisely. Let's say lamai in this unit 1 MCQ, from the 80 MCQs, let's say you got 75 correct. Yeah. Just giving a scenario. You got 75 correct. Only 5 of it you got wrong. Then you went into the book and you looked at the answers. And let's say by your own itself, you figured out why those 5 are wrong. Do you have to then come and join the live session? If you got 75 correct, if you figured out why the other 5 are wrong also, then Lamai, don't waste the time. That is okay. I will not be sad if you don't come live. I want you to use your time wisely. That is what I want you to do, because we don't have time. That's the biggest thing you remember. So if you got everything correct, Lamai, and if you know what the ones you made a mistake, you figured that out. එතකොට ළමයි බොරුවට you don't have to come to live session and then listen to me teaching the same thing again. No, you know that then. So you strategically plan that out. That's what I want you to do. I don't want to බොරුවට try to get everyone to my class. I don't want to do that. So that is up to you. There. So this is the schedule. The target is Lamai by the 22nd of October for me to finish the live sessions. Now, during certain of these live session times, Lamai, y'all will have other classes. I know that different other teachers will have different other classes during these times. But don't worry, all of these classes, what I do, Lamai, will be recorded and uploaded on my website. So even if you miss that live discussion where I discuss that difficult questions, the recording is there. So most likely by tomorrow, our admin will sort it out for all of you. You will have recordings on the website. Most of y'all have access to my website. You all know how the website works. For those who are newly joining, our admin will create an account for you and give you. Just have to log in. There will be a folder. You go to the folder. Whatever classes we have done, recording is there. Until A levels, recording will be there. As long as you use it from 2 devices, same location, you can use. Just make sure that the account is not shared. If it's shared around, then the account gets blocked. If not, 2 devices, 1 phone, 1 laptop, same place, you can use. You can watch the recordings unlimited times, no problem at all. So don't worry too much about missing a live session. You can miss a live session if it clashes with something else. If you think another class is more important, you can go to that. If you think you've got all the MCQs right and you don't have to learn anything newly, you can skip the live session. Get the questions done. That is the whole objective here. Is that clear? What y'all need to do? This schedule, Lamai, I will share it on the WhatsApp group. Don't worry about writing this down. I will share it. I will give you all reminders as well. Okay. Now, how do you submit your answers? So yes, recordings you can watch. So I'll come to those questions. Lamai. How do you submit your answers? Okay. So in order to submit your answers, give me a second. Let me share the website. Right. Okay, so let me show you how the submission of answers work. Now, I've created an interesting website. I spoke to my friend who is the one who helps me with all the IT stuff. Let me show you how to submit answers. Watch carefully. Okay. What about this? Okay. So in order to submit answers, Lama, you can use either your phone or your laptop. Anything is fine. It can be a phone, it can be a laptop, whatever device that you have, that you even right now you're joining, you can use that. So what you need to do is, sorry, can't see anything left. Hold on. Sorry, I think I shared the wrong one. Hold on. Okay. Now should be fine. Okay. So this is what you need to do. Go to Lamai, go to whatever web browser that you're using, your phone, laptop or anything, and the website. I will send this link on the group also, don't worry. The link to the website is Lamai quiz, Q-I-Z, quiz dot itutor sl.lk. This is your website to submit answers, quiz.itutor itutorsl.lk. So once you go to this website, Lamai, in the registration form, now all of you all have registered for this, Lamai. You all have given a phone number, and you have given a 10-digit phone number, the first number. You give 2 numbers in the first number. So use that first number and you can log in. There is no password. There is nothing that is complicated. We've made it as simple as we can. So you use that number. So I will put my contact number and I will log in. 0. So put your 10-digit number. So my number is 0566014 and you click on continue. So once you continue now, you will get a screen like this. So they're saying there are 1,000 questions, 500 questions from grade 12, 500 questions from grade 13. And they're saying each correct answer will give you 10 points. There is like a leaderboard here. Every time you do questions, you can submit those in this website. Then you can see a live leaderboard, who has submitted the most, who has got most of it correct. All of that is there. So here, each question has 10 points. That means maximum you can get 10,000 points. How do you answer questions? This is only a MCQ grid. In this website, my questions and answers are not there. Just the MCQ grid is what is there. And then you can save and exit anytime. You don't have to put all 1,000 questions. Let's say you do 20 questions. So those 20 questions, you put the answers, you save and exit. The next time that you again come, you can continue from the 21st question. Okay. So, and then you can see the leaderboard. So that is how you log in. And you say, I understand, and you start the quiz. So now I have just tried out the first 4 MCQ. That's why my one is colored. So you can, what you can ideally do is now after I have made it simple so that you can even change the answer later on, right? But genuinely try to do it. Now I know you can copy from the back of the book and put answers here. So eka karanna epa. What you need to do is you can now watch carefully how the website goes, right? So now there is the grade 12 500 questions. So in one screen, you will have only 50 questions. So here 50 questions, then you will click next. So when you click next, then you go to the 51st question. So then you can do this. So whatever question, you don't have to answer those in order also. If you want to, let's say, skip certain questions and answer from the middle, that is also possible. Now let's say I answered the first question, I just put some answers. Fifth one, 6, this I'll just put, this I'll put. And then once you put answers, what you can do is you can save. It will automatically get saved also, but if you want, you can save and you can exit. So if you save and exit, then you will get logged out. You can again put your phone number. You can log in. Then again, the instructions will come. Now, whatever answers you have put, you can get. And the best thing is there is a leaderboard here. So there is a leaderboard, in the leaderboard, you can see how many questions you have submitted, how many points you have got. So right now here I have, for example, 10 points. From the 1,000 questions, I have done 11 questions. So your objective is to finish all the 1,000 questions. Now here some names are not there. This is Haq is my friend who developed the website. So only my name and his name is there. So once you all also log in, once you all start putting in your answers, your numbers will also start coming in. On your end, what I will recommend is, now this is the first time I have made a website like this. There can be certain errors, there can be certain issues. On your end, try to make the best use of it. So I just randomly put some answers. So every question you get 10 points. So the more and more you answer, the more correct answers you get, the more points you will get. So every day at the end of the day, I will update the leaderboard. I'll send a screenshot of the leaderboard with the top 10 people. So you will see who are the first 3, first, second, and third. Now, there is only 2 people. Yes, website developer, I'll help you out. The first 3, and you can also see your rank. That is the leaderboard. And then once you're in the leaderboard, you can go back to the login. I will send the link, right? You can go back there. Now here, one more thing. Now see, now let's say you have done. Yeah, you can even start submitting tonight if you have done questions. No problem. So let's say, hey, if you're still in the, you will see your rank, even if you're not in top 3, your rank will be there. Once you do that, you will see. Okay. The first page says MCQ. Sorry about that. There's small things that we are changing. You will get your thing sorted. Right. Then one more thing. You can also, lamai, you can skip. Now, let's say you have done 300 MCQs. Now you want to come back and do the 301st one. Now, otherwise, lamai, here you have to go next here. No? Now, these are the first 50. Then you go to the next one, lamai. You will see the next 100. It will take time. No? So what you can do is you can search the question. So can you see over here? Here, grade 12 MCQ book, you can search the question. Let's say I want to go to question 340. So I will search 340. Then if I click on enter, then I will go to that page. I automatically came to this page. So now here, now I know 340 is here. So you can even search the question and go. And now search for grade 13 questions. Now remember, there are two tabs here, right? There is the grade 12 tab and the grade 13 tab. So grade 13, again, it starts from 1 to 500. But if you're searching the question, remember for grade 13, it continues from 501. Now, let's say I want to do the grade 13 book 50th question. So what is that question number then? Grade 13  50th question will be, that is the 550th question. So if I search for question 550, then I will get question this. So let's say I want to do grade 13's 400th question. What should I search for then? Grade 13th 400 question. That is the 900th question. Right. So if you want to go like that, the grade 13 book, you have to go that way. So grade 12 book, 1 to 500 is there. Grade 13, again, you have 1 to 500, but just when searching, you have to do that. You can change answers even after you submit, but I want you all, I just created it that way. So even if you want, you can change it, Kela, but I want you to genuinely do it. And I know you can just copy from the back also and do it, or you can even change. But objective is not that. Now, objective is in this last month, just for you all to have something interactive and get the answers done. So on your end, once you now see, I have submitted the first answer. If I want, I can change the first answer. First answer, I put number 4. If I want, I can change it to number 2. If I want, I can change the second answer, number 1. So you can change if you want, but don't change answers. You properly do it in the MCQ book. After you do it in the MCQ book, at the end of the day, just come to this website and you can submit your answers. So once you submit answers, so some of you all can try it even today. Once you submit answers, if you go to the leaderboard, you will see there's one person already submitted. You can see in the leaderboard where you are. So currently, where is your place? All the people who have submitted, all of that will be there. And you can see your place also. So right now, I am the first. Currently, you're in first. But probably once you all do, I will not be the first one. You all can get that done. Which one is wrong and correct, Lama, will not be there in this one. Which one's wrong and correct, you'll have to check from the back of the MCQ book. So MCQ book has the answers. From that, you can mark it right or wrong. This is just for you, there for you to submit the answers. Is that part clear? So I want all of y'all by the end of this month to be done with all the 1,000 questions. It has to be 1,000 out of 1,000. Can we somehow get that done? End of this month. It won't take that long now. I'm not taking too much of your time. I've created this in a way to minimize that time wastage and get that done. You can have an extra book if you want to do workings and all. That's up to you. So 1,000 questions in this month. That is itself a lot of questions. Right. The ones with the old book, I'll get in touch with you. Okay. So now let me come back to my screen. The mobile number is what you will log in with. So just again to show you quickly, let me close this. The website is, I will send the link to the website. I will put it on the group description also, don't worry. Website is quiz.itutSL.lk, like how you go to my LMS, lms.itutSL.lk. This is quiz.itutSL.lk. You go to the website, they'll ask you if you've already logged in there. So if you go in, they'll ask you for your phone number. Whatever phone number you gave in your form, the first number will work. Don't put any space or +94 anything. Just put the 10-digit phone number. Right? So I will put 077 0566 077 0566 014. That is my number. Then I will log into my account and I will start. You can continue from wherever you stopped. So I stop from here. I will continue from here. Then let's say you stop from the 200th question. Then search for question number 200 here and go to that. marks. Then you start with whatever you have stopped with. I hope that part is clear. Okay. Don't use my account. There can be my small different things in this website that you can play around with. Please don't do any nonsense. First time I have created something like this. So I'm also not a tech expert. I'm just helping here and there. So it doesn't matter what phone number you use. Whatever number you have given in the form, use that. It doesn't even have to be a number. Now, I remember there were twins in the group. I gave you all different numbers to this thing. Okay, so you can do that. And by any chance, if you come across any technical issues, anything that is there, there is a WhatsApp number here at the bottom. This is my friend's number, Huck. He's the one who helps me with all the website work. Here, can you see at the bottom of the screen? 07756422251. You can drop him a text. Don't trouble him too much. If it's a really serious issue, just drop it. Try to figure it out on your own number. You're not small kids. If there's a serious issue, technical issue, something is wrong somewhere, you can drop him a text, but send your name and number and email and everything and tell what the issue is. He will eventually sort it out for you. Okay, hope that is clear. With this MCQs, Lama, I think it can definitely help you a lot to go to a good grade. At least I feel if you get all these MCQs done, all of it, from your current MCQ marks, at least around 10-15 marks, you should be able to improve. Okay, so coming back to this thing, that's how you submit answers. I will send the link. I would like to see some of y'all submitting answers maybe at night if y'all have the MCQ book all ready. So then that is how the MCQ program will work. I will send you the class schedule as well. Recordings will be there. And once all of this is done, in the last week of October, we have one last program. I will open registration somewhere mid of October. That is for the final seminar. The final seminar is where we will go through all the 12 units, the most tested, most probable questions that can come in your A-level paper, predicted questions and different things with some model papers and all. We will do it in the final seminar. That will most likely happen end of October. I haven't finalized the dates. I haven't finalized the fees. I haven't finalized anything. I will let you all know, but don't worry too much about that. I will let you know when I have opened registrations. Okay, that will happen. And I'm letting you know early so that you register on time. Right? Don't be the person who registers late and your slot will be gone. So ending with this small quote, it will be online, Lama. It's too difficult to coordinate a physical one with when there is around 600, 500, 600 people and all of it. It's very hard. I feel the quality of it will get compromised when it's a physical one with 500, 600 people. And the other thing is it's hard to travel, especially people out of Colombo, all of it. It's not easy. So, because at that point, Lama, every minute is very worth it. End of October, traveling for, let's say, 1 or 2 hours is a complete waste of time. Our final seminar is not MCQs or paper 2, Lama. It's for each unit 1 by 1 by 1. So I will go through unit 1. I'll tell you in unit number 1, these are the questions that have been commonly tested. Look into this. These are the ones that the examiner has never tested yet. These are the ones that can newly come. Most probable this one can come. And I will do in the final seminar, unit 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. I will go through and do that for you. So on that end, for me, I have a lot of back-end work to do to figure out what the questions are and all. I will do it. So I'll end it with this quote: no pain, no gain. So this last 1 month is going to be very hard. There will be early mornings, late nights. I remember when I was doing A-levels, I wake up around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Every day that works. And some days you stay up late, some days you wake up early morning, some days you're exhausted by going to school or going to classes, but you will still show up. You will still show up. You will still get your work done. So this last month, I might be the crowd that doesn't give excuses. It's hard, right? I know it's easy to say, sir, today full day class, sir, I'm tired, sir, I will do this tomorrow, sir. That's easy to say. Right? Today this one happened, sir. Today we had family dinner, sir. Today my sister's wedding, sir. It's easy to give excuses. But I don't want you to be that crowd who gives excuses in this last month. I want you to be the crowd that gets the work done. So it will be difficult, but it will be worth it, is all what I have to say. And in this last month, on my end, whatever I can do for you, I will help you out. I've given you my WhatsApp number. I get enough and more messages. It's very hard for me to reply to all of it, but I will eventually get to all of y'all. Every day, if I clear off my messages tonight, by tomorrow night, I have around 300, 400 conversations to reply to. And if you think that is easy, trust me, that is not. Right? Replying to 300 odd people takes at least around 2 to 3 hours every day. So some of you all would have wondered, so I texted you, sir, you never got back. You need to realize it takes so much of time to reply. And if I don't reply to, let's say, one entire week, I end up having close to around 1,000 conversations to reply to. So it's not easy. I will eventually help you out somehow. As much as possible, try to clear your doubts in a Zoom session itself so that you don't have to get to me on WhatsApp. But my WhatsApp number is there. You can reach out to me. I will help you out with anything. So this last month, give it all you have, Lamai. On my end, I will do all what I can for you. And at the end of the day, remember, this is just an exam. So given that it's just an exam, give it what you have, even if it doesn't go very well, because not all of you, Lamai, will end up an A. But that doesn't mean not all of you can be successful. So all of you all can actually become successful in life. Successful in life doesn't depend on your A-level results. Some of you all might get A, some of you all might get B, some of you all might even get a S. Just because you get an S, that doesn't mean that you're a failure in life. That doesn't mean you can't get anywhere in life. So we'll give it our best shot. After that is done, then we'll look at what are we going to do after this. So don't worry too much. Always think of the big picture. Think of life. A-levels is just the exam. Remember, at one point, you all thought my O-levels was everything. Remember, 2 years ago, everyone were told you O-levels karagatta nang hari 9 subjects, try to do this and this, that. At that point, O-levels was everything. Think about yourself 1 month before the O-level exam. At that point, O-levels was everything. But now you are realizing that, yes, it was nice to have that exam. It was good if you have done well, but that was not everything here. Same thing with A-levels as well. It's an important exam. Doing well, getting a good Z score, all of it can help open a lot of possibilities. But even if you don't, that's not the end of it. Have that in mind. There is so much more you can do. There is so much more to life. Don't give up. Don't feel discouraged, because I'm telling you with my experience, I did A-levels in 2017. Looking at my friends now, right? My friends who even failed A-levels. Some friends who didn't even do A-levels, just failed O-levels and stopped. But looking at them right now, they are at good places. So just because you do bad in O-levels or do bad in A-levels, you won't do bad in life. You can do much more in life. Those and all will plan out later. For now, focus on the exam. Let's get it done. Right. So with that, I'm calling it off. For anyone who has questions, you can stay and clarify. Yes, today's recording, I will give it to you. See you and bye-bye.